Morning, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful Victoria Day long weekend. I just came across this story, and this happened a couple of days ago, but still it's relevant and happening in Canada, and it makes me sad. So Hussen tweeting, quote, "The system is unfair and treats people differently based on nationality. The policy hasn't worked. It was meant to introduce efficiency, but it has created the opposite effect. It's time to go." Yeah, and he's tweeting in response to this article, "Liberals end unfair policy that penalized refugees from so-called safe countries." Yeah, right. Yep. The Liberal government has killed the controversial Harper-era initiative that did not afford all refugees the same rights and instead penalized those who came from so-called safe countries, like the United States. Starting immediately, Canada will remove the tight time frame for their claims to be heard and let them appeal possible rejections, as well as grant them the right to work immediately and receive healthcare, benefits previously bestowed only on asylum seekers fleeing from war-torn countries and corrupt regimes. Quote, "The system is unfair and treats people differently based on nationality," Immigration Minister Hussen told The Star in a phone interview Thursday. Quote, "The policy hasn't worked. It was meant to introduce efficiency, but it has created the opposite effect. It is time to go." I scroll down. The Liberals' decision to eliminate the safe country list to be made public Friday officially strikes down the last remaining planks of their predecessors' controversial revamp of the refugee asylum system. The original reforms aimed to deter, quote, "bogus claimants whose lives weren't in danger, but who came to Canada for economic opportunities." I scroll down again. Quote, "We're getting rid of the last piece of the policy that is responsible for creating the legacy backlog," said Hussen. Under the safe country regimen, refugees from the list were given limited time for claims to be heard, had restricted access to appeals and health coverage, and faced quick deportation, which the court has ruled violated the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. I scroll down again. The safe country list initially included 23 countries and has since been expanded to 42, including the United States, Czech Republic, Hungary, and Mexico. It's important to note that Mexico's just had the visa requirement lifted for travel to Canada, so anybody coming to Mexico can just get on a plane and fly to Canada. I wanted to note this as well. Statistics Canada asylum claims have more than tripled since 2015. It's not the Harper Conservatives or the legacy backlog that's causing the problems. It's the Trudeau Liberals. They have broken the system, and Hussen is creating problems and repealing potential solutions. And going further than repealing potential solutions, he's making sure the Supreme Court weighs in on it, and they're saying it's a violation of their charter rights and freedoms. Right. They're using, notwithstanding clause, I think could be invoked to fix these problems. But at the same time, they're doing everything they can to gum up the wheels before handing over power. I think they can see what's coming. I think the writing is on the wall. And they've broken everything they've touched. Phoenix pay is worse now than it was in 2015. The asylum system is a horrible travesty. Our borders are open. And Justin Trudeau claims, well, we'll see what he claims in just a minute. It's quite interesting, actually. Here is Leah. I think that's how you say that. And she says, "What if I told you Reza Mohammedelsi, or I don't know how you say it, who was caught with explosives on his property in Richmond Hill, is linked to Justin Trudeau? Reza," I'm not going to say it again, "is Facebook's friends with Reza Nazar, who's an immigration lawyer who's pictured with Justin Trudeau. No wonder he wants us censored." And there's the whole little video here, and it goes through the image with Justin Trudeau, and they've got a picture together. Where is it here? Oh, I saw it already. Anyway, there it is. There it is. Yep. So that's the link. I don't know, but it's interesting to note. I don't do Facebook very often, so I'll let you guys do the investigative work on that. But interesting. There's the video of it all anyway. Link is in the description. You can check it out for yourself. Here's a note. Kev is saying, "In the Old West, we'd say yeehaw. In Old England, we'd say that's just grand." That's a terrible English accent. "In Canada," that sounds more Scottish related, didn't it? "I'd say, quote, that's amazing for a party that's only a few months old. At Maxime Bernier must have a platform average Canadians can support. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue, but true." And it's a response to the PPC lists, tweeting, quote, "Almost there, 323 EDAs approved by Elections Canada, only 15 to go." Cool, right? And yeah, that's very fast growth. That's more than the Green Party has across Canada, everyone, just so you know, just so you're aware. Here is the Justin Trudeau aspect of this news report, and this is funny because of how out of touch he is. Look at that, the cock of the head. You could just imagine his head bobbing during the interview, telling the interviewer what Canadians want and how he's, delivering it with an iron fist. Ugh. Okay, at Justin Trudeau at New York Times on at Puglass, quote, I regret that it all happened, but there can't be an apology. There can't be a genuine apology when I genuinely do not think that in that disagreement, she was right and I was wrong. We're going to read the article in just a second, but we're going to go through the graveyard of what happened in the wake of SNC. Here it is. Read the full resignation letter from Jody Wilson-Raybould. And I'm not going to go through it, but remember when Jody Wilson-Raybould resigned from cabinet and then got kicked out of caucus? And then, well, Jane Pillpot resigned from cabinet and then they both got kicked out of caucus. And then, well, outspoken liberal Celina quits caucus, right? All of these people, Privy Council, clerk Michael Wernick resigns after SNC controversy. Yeah, you didn't do anything wrong. Gerald Butts, the principal secretary to the prime minister, resigns over SNC controversy. Right, but nothing wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. What are you talking about? Here's the article. It's so ridiculous. The New York Times, a battered but unbowed Justin Trudeau vows to stay the course in Canada. Premier Justin Trudeau of Canada has a simple strategy for winning re-election. Ignore the plummeting polls, defend his record, and push back against detractors. Despite months, the record, I mean, what could you defend about your record? We opened the border, and then when we got called on it for the expense that it was causing, we called Canadians racist. And when they didn't like that, we called them white supremacist racists. Well, we bungled the trade deal in the United States and took an extra year to negotiate trade deals and the aluminum and steel tariffs. Yeah, our record is wonderful. Canadians will appreciate it. You moron. Come on. Oh my goodness. Okay, back to the article. Despite months of criticism over his handling of corporate criminal cases and the treatment of female cabinet minister from our feminist prime minister, right, sure, continuing pressure over his environmental and energy policies, he is not paring back or changing course. Quote, I feel I've been true to the values I hold to, the way I try to look at things, he said in a recent interview in a newly renovated parliamentary office. This is just, it would be parody. It's like reading about a bad leader in a banana republic, right? Like a leader who really doesn't understand that his people really don't like him. Like the nice new parliamentary office. Oh yes, the plebs put this together. Isn't it lovely? Back to the article. I'm under no illusions that if you actually want to do things, there are going to be people in agreement and disagreement with you on everything. Right. But a lot of Canadians are disagreeing with him these days as he has tried to navigate between his ambitious social priorities and economic pragmatism. And that's where I'm going to leave it. I rolled my eyes pretty hard through a lot of this, so I'll just leave it there. But Justin Trudeau is so out of touch, so convinced that what he's doing is right, that he's not bothering to look at the outcomes, from the investment leaving Canada to the oil revenues in Alberta to the unfair equalization payments that weren't debated in the House to the gutting of criminal laws moved to summary convictions through omnibus bills to potential gun bans and silencing of anybody and everybody on the internet through purchase of his media and now draconian internet speech, hate speech laws and proposed other mechanisms to fine people. This government has gone so far beyond what I imagined a bad Stephen Harper could do. It's incredible. And the fact that he thinks that he's going to ride something to re-election, what record? What record? It's laughable. It's laughable. The hair in the socks don't equal a record, Justin. Ridiculous. Okay. Thanks for watching, everybody. Check out thepeoplespartyofcanada.ca. We need somebody to actually fix this and not do half measures like GST off your home heating. Mr. Bernier is talking about giving the provinces access to the GST room and federally repealing the GST. I think that's burying the lead. I'm going to talk about that more on my local channel. Check it out if you want to. And the link is at CanadaPoly.com. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. PPC. Yes, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful day.